Hello aspirants, welcome to our study channel Aspirants Hub, and I am Shubhadeep here. I am with a new course. In this particular video I am going to discuss about the topic of the ancient Indian history. From examination point of view, it is of much worth, and usually so many questions are asked from this part, so let us have a look. As I mentioned in the first point, you can see over here that Africa was the first country, rather African continent was the first continent which was inhabited by the earliest human community, which was about 2.6 million years back. But when moved towards India, we got the earliest evidence of human settlement in Bori of Maharashtra about 1.4 million years back. So this place is very important, and you have to remember the particular name of this place because it is asked in the examination. And now move to the second point. Our earth crust is generally developed through some stages. The last two stages are the Pleistocene period and the Holocene period. The Pleistocene means the most recent period and Holocene means the present period. So it is very important to remember that the earliest human settlement or earliest human appearance took place in the Pleistocene period. And in case of Indian history is generally categorized through some stages, of which Stone Ages is of much remark. So Stone Age is generally categorized into three parts, which are Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic Age. Okay, now we will be discussing every part gradually. So let us move to the next slide. Now we have the Paleolithic period. The Paleolithic period was the earliest era of the Stone Age, and it took place between 5 lakh BC to 9000 BC. The people of Paleolithic age belong to Negrito race, and it is very important that the Homo sapiens or modern human being first appeared. That's the last stage of this phase. Okay, and the people of Paleolithic culture usually called as quartzite men because they took shelter in the rock caves. Here I would like to mention the one point that the Paleolithic men belong to entirely food gatherers and food hunters community. They didn't possess the knowledge how to produce crops. And this is the last and most striking point, which was that they used hand axes, flex blades as their weapons to hunt the animals. We got the evidence of earliest human settlement of Paleolithic era in the valley of Son, Narmada and Tungabhadra. Okay, that's all about the Paleolithic era. Now move towards the Mesolithic era. Okay, now we have the Mesolithic era, which took place between 9000 BC to 4000 BC, and it is generally a transitional phase between the Paleolithic era and the Neolithic era. This period is also called as Neolithic age because of the size of the tools which they used to hunt their animals. The third most striking point is that in the later stage of this phase, they domesticated animals. Means the first domestication of animals took place in the Mesolithic period. Okay, and all of us know that the first animal which was domesticated was dog. And it is very important point that they also started the rock cave painting in the Mesolithic period. And we got the evidence of the rock cave painting in the Adamgarh of Madhya Pradesh and Bagori in Rajasthan. Okay, and which bears the full form of before Common Era. All of us know that the Neolithic people were the earliest farming community. Means in this period they started producing crops. Okay, and ragi and horse gram was the first crops they started to produce. Okay, and the Allahabad district of UP bears the evidence of rice cultivation. In this phase, they also produced cotton, from which they started to make cloths. Okay, and it is very important that in this phase they also started the handmade pottery. When handmade pottery first appeared in this era, which is Neolithic period, they also possessed the skill of board making. Okay, and the house which they built actually were of circular and rectangular shape. We got the evidence of Neolithic culture from the Belan Valley and middle part of Narmada Valley. Okay, it also gives the evidence of three phases of Stone Age, which are the Paleolithic culture, the Mesolithic culture and the Neolithic culture. In this phase they also started using metals, and copper was the first metal they used. Okay, now we have the Chalcolithic culture. In the Chalcolithic culture, people started using metals along with the stone simultaneously. Okay, and the people of Calcolithic culture basically belong to rural community, but Harappa, which was of urban community, but it also belongs to Calcolithic culture. Okay, and in this phase people also started painted pottery, of which red and black ware was the most important and most popular. We got the evidence of Calcolithic culture from Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, etc. Okay, so that's all about the ancient Indian history, which is the prehistory or proto-history. And in the next session we will be covering the topic of Indus Valley civilization, so keep looking. So this video is presented by me, Shubhadeep Mondal. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. Thanks.